What's going on, Pop Samurai fans? Welcome back to another great Pop Samurai podcast. We're in a new location. I'm your boy, Jelani Hoon, along with other hosts here.
Will Walkie Washkun.
And Joel, Critical Joel Peperaki, actually.
Oh, yes.
It's a
Joel.
redundant.
Welcome to another great Pop Samurai podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much at home for watching us live here on twitch.tv/Pop Samurai Network. If you guys get a chance, please smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Let people know about what we're doing here.
I believe it's a follow button on Twitch.
Sure. Follow us.
Excuse
Subscribe
me.
to us. If you got Amazon Prime, you got a free subscription to us, guys. Send us that free money that you guys have sitting around, because we know you're not using it.
Free money.
Free on Amazon Prime.
It's free real estate.
Guys, thank you guys so much for being here with us. We really appreciate it. If you guys can see, we're in a new location. Big shout out to the 42 Ale House in St. Francis, Wisconsin, for housing us for a temporary location. We appreciate it. They're super cool, super awesome, letting us use the space here. And yeah, it's been pretty fun. If you guys want to find out more information about everything that's going to be happening here with the Pop Samurai Network, you guys can find us all over the place: Facebook, Instagram. You can find us at Pop Samurai Network, and you can also find us on Twitter at Pop Samurai Cast. And if you guys get a chance, just shout out to us in the chat. I know you guys can't see it, but I'll let you know if someone says
please
something.
do. Please do.
Sure you will.
I'll let you know. But yeah, we want to hear from you guys, and of course, if you guys got any questions or comments or anything like that, you guys can also send it to our email at popsamurainetwork@gmail.com.
Gotta get that one in there every time.
Every single time.
Our email box is literally
Full.
full of emails
Yeah. You
It's
can't take
literally
anymore. Don't-
that are
full of
mostly
potential
spam.
that you guys can fill
Yes.
with your questions and your comments. All right, so send it out to us.
So many
And
terrible
then, of course,
Nintendo
head over
ads.
to our website, Built with Love by our wonderful Milwaukee
Ooh.
here.
Yeah.
Pop Samurai Network.
Also,
romantic.
like code, because that's how things work.
Exactly. Code and love.
Yeah.
How
Some
romantic.
tears. Some tears.
Some tears.
Some tears, but yes. If you guys don't know what this is Pop Contention. This is our pop culture topic debate show where we come in here with secret lists revolving around a topic of the week, and we reveal our list and then debate whether or not they deserve to be on an official list of the week. This week's topic is top 5 food and drink in pop culture that we crave. That we crave, guys.
Yeah,
So-
and why is that? Just because it's the holidays?
So the
or-
holidays,
yeah?
you know, Thanksgiving happened.
Stuffing your face?
Stuff happened
Yeah.
like that, and I was like,
I'm still
Food.
so fat from Thanksgiving.
Yeah, same here.
so fat. I
Yeah.
gained. I didn't gain anything.
X
The
pounds.
scale
pounds.
cannot
We
even
can't
count.
tell you because we want to keep it mysterious and keep that Jelani
That's why the
Hoon
table's so high, see?
sex
Yukito.
symbol status. We got to
Yukito
keep
in the
that.
chat. Is with us.
Yukito.
Hey, hey, hey.
What up, man?
Thank you so
I
much.
can't see what he's saying, so I'll just
He-
have to believe
It
you.
was 3 exclamation points.
Oh.
Ah.
So good stuff, guys.
What a great
Um,
comment.
I
Yeah,
don't
thanks for joining.
remember our
Great comment.
system. I think it was 2 and he's dying, 3 and I can never remember. He's gassy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
It's
send
possible.
something. Send some support.
Or he loves
Tums.
us. Maybe. Yeah, he just loves us. So we're doing food and drink and pop culture this week. Everyone's got a secret top 5 list. We're gonna reveal them right now, going from 5 all the way up to 1.
Yeah.
Talk about some honorable mentions, stuff like that, and we'll get into the debate phase after all of that. So, Will,
Me.
I want you to start first.
Okay.
Give me your number 5 food and drink and pop culture.
So
that you
this is
crave.
the first pop contention in our new location, which I think you'll
New
all
location.
agree
It's like
means,
christening a ship.
I
New
think you'll
location.
all agree
New
that
look.
means that I am automatically going to win with this pick.
Yeah.
Yukito says I'm gassy.
Okay, yeah, I do. See, I listened to you. So my number 5 for the best fictional food and or drink, I'm already going a little obscure, a little old school here. I am going to go with Buzz Beer, which is from the Drew Carey Show.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
God.
that is my
That
number
takes me
5.
back.
A little bit
Nicely
of
done.
live
That's
action
the coffee,
comedy.
the coffee beer, right? They made right, like the yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. Buzz beer.
Awesome.
I love that.
That's my number 5.
Joel.
Well, over here, I like to use my imagination, and sometimes I use my imagination so much that food just
Oh, you
appears and
son
it
of a
tastes
bitch.
so good. That's because it's from a hook. It's the colorful imagination food that they ate at the tables, and it was that was so cool. It's like this big goop, and I always just like it. Probably tastes so good. It probably tastes so good. It might be fake, but it's good.
It's all just Play-Doh.
Bravo. That's a good pick.
The most delicious.
One of those
looking-
picks that almost made it on my list.
Ooh.
Almost did. Number 5 for your boy over here. I love film. So one of my favorite films is The Goodfellas.
Ah,
And one of my favorite scenes from The Goodfellas is the goddamn prison scene where they show this feast that they're making.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the prison.
Prison
I call it.
feast.
They're making prison gravy, right?
Yeah.
Which is just like this wonderful, sauce with veal
Slicing-
and pork and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
beef, and it's
I
just
just
like,
can't get behind something that you're referring to as prison gravy.
that's what it's called.
Those
called-
words should not go together.
But they were treated
Prison
like
gravy.
kings in there. Exactly.
This was a sauce specially made,
Yeah.
right? The guy was slicing
With the
garlic
razor.
with a razor blade
So
to make
thin
it
it would
so thin it
disintegrate.
would liquefy in the
Yeah.
pan.
I love that.
I love this. I love this scene so much. It's one of my favorite scenes.
That's awesome.
and,
Good one.
It's on my number 5.
I like
Yes.
Calling it that prison gravy.
that.
I gotta get it. Will, number 5. Yes, that's right. New location, same old dirty Jelani. Here we go. Here we go.
So my number 4 is something that technically it exists in real life, but the real life thing is a pale imitation of what they described
Oh,
in the movie. My number 4 is the everlasting gobstopper.
Oh,
from
nice.
Willy
Everlasting
Wonka.
Gobstopper.
Ooh, well
Interesting.
done.
Because
Cool.
I wanted that my entire childhood.
That's so cool.
Okay.
Yes, I love that.
And I would have just eaten it my entire
that.
Very
childhood.
clever.
That was the
Everlasting
point.
Gobstopper.
Never have to beg your parents for money for candy
Ooh,
ever again.
save your argument. You gave it away.
Sorry, yes. I gave a little too much.
No,
time,
that
but
was
it's okay,
perfect.
it
That's a
just keeps
brilliant one.
going
I
and
like that
going.
though. That is, you're absolutely right. I didn't even think about it. That deep, so deep, so flavorful. I can taste
Everlasting
it.
Gobstopper. Cool. Good stuff.
I can't take this with the gravy on my
I know.
right and whatever you're doing on my left. There's a weird
Listen,
energy.
whatever
in
Well, you
this
know
room.
what?
Whatever he's doing, I love it.
And
All right,
you
here
know
we
what-
go.
you know what I'm gonna
Joe,
say?
Give me your number 4.
I'm actually curious, you guys. Can I take your order? Because guess what? Welcome to Good Burger. Can I take your
God,
order?
you son of a-
I've
yes.
always wanted that damn burger. It better be good. They have a
Good
special
burger.
Listen,
sauce.
it's called the Good Burger for a reason.
Yeah,
It's because
exactly.
It's
So
freaking
Good Burger,
good.
baby.
Dude. Good burger is dude.
Yeah, Good Burger's really good.
Dude.
So
Dude.
I love that. Love that pick.
That
I
movie
wondering
was
if we're gonna-
really good,
That
actually.
was a
I
fun
know.
movie, yeah. And then Keenan Thompson went on to be in SNL,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was only because he ate Kel and absorbed all his powers.
That's right.
A lot of
only way
people
it
don't
works.
know that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, that's some movie magic for you. Also,
All right.
number 1 on my list is Kel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Delicious.
He's the number 1 food, so I can be successful.
Bravo. All right. Number 4 for your boy here.
Yes.
I like the movie The Matrix, and one of my favorite scenes in the original Matrix was the scene where Cypher
Yeah.
all of a sudden makes a deal with Agent Smith,
Oh,
Agent
yeah.
Smith.
and
yeah.
he's just eating the most scrumptious, delicious looking steak I've ever fucking seen in my goddamn
Yeah.
life. I will never have a steak that good looking, but I want it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going with Cypher steak
Perfection.
from The Matrix.
That's
Cypher's
cool, I like
bribe
that.
steak.
Bride
God,
steak, yeah.
his like
That's
and
his
he
apple in
describes it
Eden,
too. He's
right?
like, I know this is not. I know it's not
No,
real.
it's not real.
But you know what? God, it's so fucking.
Yeah, it
But
tastes
my
delicious.
brain tells me
knows
it's, the
it's
best
not a real
thing
steak.
I've ever had.
It's so good. It
Yeah.
looks so good.
Because you know that Agent Smith spared, like, he didn't even have to spare expense. He could just snap his fingers and take them to the best
Wherever.
restaurant
Oh, yeah.
in
Exactly.
the Matrix.
Awesome. That is a good one. Clever.
It's a great one. Good stuff. All right, Will, number 3.
Number 3 for me is showing off that I'm a little bit of a hippie, I guess, and I'll eat some questionable things if I think that they'll be pretty tasty. And,
Okay.
I'll start talking to animals.
All
I'm going to
right.
go with Scooby Snacks.
Oh,
For
Ooh.
number
snacks.
3. I know their dog food. You know their dog food.
I see. That was
But
my predicament.
Shaggy did not
Care.
know
Well, he didn't
or
care. Yeah, I think he was. I think he just
loves
was like,
those things,
just
and
feed
I think
him.
I could too.
his eyes were so red he could eat anything.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Awesome. Well then, I guess
he always prefaced it with a nice big salad.
Yeah.
a lot of lettuce.
a healthy salad.
Yeah, a lot of
exactly.
greens.
Lots of greens.
Awesome.
greens.
Lots
All right.
of lettuce. All right,
Uh,
Scooby snacks, so good. Number 3 for Joel.
Mine is kind of a I guess-
Yukito has said in the chat, the Scooby cinnamon cookies were dope.
hell yeah. Nice.
Okay.
Oh, the ones that they made in real life. Yeah.
Oh, they made.
I think they did.
They
yeah.
must have made them.
Scooby
Yeah.
snacks.
I gotta look these up now.
Yeah.
I want to look these up. Interesting.
I don't know if they still make
probably
them,
a
but-
pale imitation.
Yeah,
of
I
what
mean-
we think it should be. Though.
Well, that's probably because what I'm imagining here comes from an old tale, and this was an entire house made of it. It is the gingerbread house from Hansel and Gretel. Holy shit, man. When I heard about that when I was little, I was like, you mean a whole entire house built of food and candy that I could just chomp? And then Simpsons made that whole joke of like going through the chocolate town and biting the walls and stuff. And I was like, that's my dream right there. Just bite the dog. It's made of chocolate.
Best thing too is it's guilt free because you eat it and then you get eaten.
Yeah, exactly.
You never have time to feel bad.
No, exactly. You're just plumping up.
Right, good stuff.
Gingerbread house. Hansel and
Gingerbread
Gretel.
house.
Johnny, tell us
Alright.
what your number 3 is.
Number 3 for Jaboy here. We've had the everlasting gobstopper on this list here
Mhm.
already, but I'm gonna go with the Wonka bar from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Ah.
Not,
Also
I'm
a
talking,
golden
not
wrapped-
talking about this pale imitation of bullshit that we have in this world.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the actual Wonka bar.
The
That's in
golden
that movie.
ticket even gave it more
Yes.
flavor. Mm.
That bar described in that goddamn movie and book. Ignore the Johnny Depp one, but the movie and book sounds amazing, right?
You guys, the Wonka bar that they described actually exists. I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you here.
What?
There is something called dairy milk.
Okay.
It
Oh.
exists across the pond in the UK. It's
Okay.
made by Cadbury, the same people who make the cream eggs
Yes,
for
yes.
Easter. It's the best chocolate you'll ever have.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've had
Have
it
you
numerous
had
times.
it?
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
It's called Dairy Milk.
It's called dairy milk, and
Yeah.
it's
Look this
just
up
the
now.
creamiest, milkiest, melt in your mouth.
It's
chocolate
exactly
of
that's
all
exactly
time.
when I think
Yeah,
of Wonka
exactly.
bar, I
Like
think
super
that.
rich and
Not this
creamy.
weird.
Yeah.
I am
Wonka thing
not
that we have.
sponsored by Dairy Milk, but I'm not saying I would turn it down.
Yeah.
Call me, Cadbury.
Yeah.
Call me.
And
We'll hook
hurry.
something up. I will accept my pay in chocolate.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go
Hurry.
with the Wonka bar because
rich.
it was such a big thing in that movie, and it just made you want that chocolate bar.
Yes.
The Candyman song and everything.
Oh my
made
God,
you
that
want it.
whole
He's throwing
store.
candy to everybody, and he's giving out these awesome looking Wonka bars that we don't even have we don't even have that wrapper. I want that wrapper, the way that the old school
Simplified.
wrapper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like the one we have that's all purple and bullshit. That's fake knockoff shit.
I wonder if somebody actually owns the original wrapper that they opened to
Oh,
get the
they
golden
have to.
ticket.
They have to.
I
There was
hope
a
so.
lot of them.
I
There
hope
was a
to
lot
so.
of them.
have the golden ticket.
Oh,
too.
that'd be so
Yes.
cool.
God, it's so good. So I like that. I like it a lot. So
Mhm.
that's my number 3. Moving on to number 2s.
Number 2 for me comes from a show that we all know and love quite a lot. And when I was watching this show as a kid, there was one food that always stuck out to me. And I thought if I was in that situation, I would want that food all the time. I am calling out Brock's rice balls from Pokemon.
Oh,
Every
nice.
time they'd be on the road and he'd pull it out and everybody'd be like, oh, Brock's the best cook ever. And I had never even had any rice balls at that point. So the food was totally foreign to me. And I'm just
I commend you.
this looks incredible.
I commend you too because Pokemon had a variety of food, and
They
it's
had a
like it was
lot of
hard
food.
to
But that's
distill
the
it
one.
down to I like that.
Yeah,
That
because
was
the
the
anime
one that
definitely
came
gave you
to
much
me.
more.
I also commend you too for calling them rice balls because in the English translated version they were calling them jelly donuts or something like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
for some weird reason because
yeah, they were
but they
obviously.
were obviously rice balls.
Yeah.
Bravo for that. Love it.
Pat on the back.
Thank you.
Nice, good stuff. Good pick, man. All right, number 2, Joel.
Well, this is something that I don't think I would ever get my fill of because I would be like a slob, just like the character, which actually uses his hand to dig into a jar and pull out a big handful of goop and just keep eating it. It's Pooh's honey.
Oh. Pooh's honey, I love it. I love it so much.
You're like, what the
The
hell?
Pooh honey versus the prison gravy has got to be the most
Disgusting.
in context, the context-dependent
Yes.
debate that will
Dig your
ever
hand in
happen.
deep and pull out the goop.
Throw in Brock's balls in there.
Yeah,
Throw in
yeah,
Brock's
exactly.
balls. That was some fun.
Awesome.
All right.
Yep.
Number 2 for Javoy over here also comes from a cartoon. I like the number 2 is all cartoons.
Yeah.
There's a cartoon.
Oh,
One of the first episodes had just an amazing setup for what this food would be in this entire world.
I know what it is.
And it's gonna be the Krabby Patty from SpongeBob.
I'm surprised.
Krabby
I actually thought it was
Patty.
something
The
else.
very first episode set it up, right?
Mhm.
It set it up where he was training, he's trying figuring out how to put it together, and it became the long running thing throughout the entire series of just like how amazing this burger was. And God, do I want that damn burger?
Plankton.
So I'm gonna go with the Krabby Patty.
Trying to get it the
SpongeBob.
whole time.
So
Awesome. That's a good one. I like that.
all right, before we get to our number ones,
Yeah.
on our lists here, we have some honorable mentions.
Yes.
Will, do you have any?
I do. I want to call out the pizza from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even though I don't
Anchovies. Yeah,
necessarily
oof.
like that style of pizza. Like whenever they pick it up and the cheese would
What do you-
just be. I don't care for like the New York style super thin folded over
Oh, okay.
pizza, which I'm assuming they were because they were in a Subway.
Yeah.
Or
There.
It is New
manhole,
York. Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
sewers,
pretty much. Yeah.
is what I'm trying to say. So I would assume it's kind of like the New York style, but just when they would pull it and it just globs of cheese, like that speaks to me.
Yeah. That's,
I also want to call out the fizzy lifting drink from Willy Wonka. That it was hard
Lots
to
of
pick in
Wonka
between
stuff,
those
too.
two.
Wonka
Yeah.
was really-
Duff beer, which
Duff
is
beer.
the Simpsons beer,
Yes.
but that reminded me a little more of a domestic, whereas
Yeah.
Buzz beer is a craft.
ooh.
And I'm
So fancy.
showing my snobbery
Pinky
on the
out.
show.
Yeah.
And then Krabby Patties were, of course, on there as well.
Nice.
Nice.
Yukito says, I always thought Brock's donuts were those coconut balls.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting.
I know what you're talking about.
Interesting. Joel, honorable mentions.
Oh yeah, rehydrated pizza from Back to the Future.
Oh God.
Tonteki, which I actually made, and I can't put it on my list because I made it like a couple weeks ago. But it's a Japanese style like breaded chicken, and I learned it from that
okay,
Midnight
yes.
Diner TV show
yes.
on
Yes.
Netflix.
That's the thin. Yeah.
Yeah,
Got it. I
that's
know.
awesome. And then I said bento with sausage squids from like tons of animes.
Yes, the
Little
squid.
Yeah, the sausage squid.
Like,
Yes.
I was like, but it's like every anime, so I couldn't isolate
my
it to
neighbor
just one.
Sekio-kun had that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So,
Love it so much.
I had Krabby Patties, Chef's chocolate salty balls from South Park.
Oh God, yeah.
The giant jawbreaker from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Do you guys remember
yeah.
that?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Shaggy's ridiculously big sandwich he would make. I had that on here.
That was half as tall as he was.
Kevin's chili from The Office.
Oh,
Gouda,
that's
Gouda-
a tragedy, right there.
Tragedy.
the Gouda, yeah, we'll never be able to taste it, right? But it had to be good.
It's the best thing
Gouda-tama.
I do in my life.
Gouda-tama, which is a little egg guy from Sanrio, which is terrifying because it's like a creature, so you would just eat it. And he's like, no. And
monster.
I know. Chonky chicken from Rocco's Modern Life. The mushroom
Is
in
it Chunky Chicken? I thought it was Choky Chicken.
Choky. I'm sorry, I thought I had chonky. Yeah,
Choky.
it's
Yet
choky
another,
chicken. Good
yet
call.
another sex joke from
Yeah.
Rocco's
Love
Modern
it.
Life.
Yeah,
so
exactly. The mushroom from Mario, and I have wall meat from Castlevania, and I was surprised to learn that other people described it as wall meat as well.
Yes.
And then Hassy drink, which was from a video game called Blue Stinger for Dreamcast, and they just kept bringing up this drink called Hassy and how good it was, and it's like, why? But we
Yeah.
all wanted to know what it was. Curry and coffee from Persona 5, and the Jello shaking in the girl's hand from Jurassic Park. I was just like, just eat it, quick, come on. So that's
yeah,
it.
the
That's
Jell-O
it.
looked really good in that
exactly,
one
I know.
All right. Any of your honorable mentions? My honorable mentions here are the Big Kahuna Burger from Pulp Fiction.
Nice.
Oh, man.
yeah.
Good call.
They make that sound really good.
Oh, yeah.
Scooby Snacks.
Nice.
I was like, man, that sounds good. Sweet rolls from Skyrim and Elder Scrolls.
Oh, sure.
Tell me,
The-
someone stole your sweet roll.
The most like
Just like it's just a
common
decadent,
thing
like,
that's
you'll
everywhere,
find
but you
everywhere. It's
want
like,
it.
I really want that. It's covered in like just this cool frosting and yeah, good.
Damn, now I'm hungry.
I
I
know.
just ate.
Yeah, Cubanos from Chef. I love that movie.
Yeah, good call.
so-
I was wondering about that too. If anybody would bring that up, so
Yes.
that's cool.
Nuka-Cola from Fallout.
Nice.
Obviously, that's just like, man, that sounds really good.
Yeah, but it irradiates you.
To make you stronger.
But it's Nuka-Cola. Yeah. So, but that's that's all I got.
Nice. That reminds me, I'll just make another one real quick. The soda from Shenmue, where he like takes the time to drink it. So that's another good soda video game one. So.
Okay, as long as we're doing ones that we got reminded of,
Mhm.
Senzu beans from Dragon Ball Z,
awesome.
because
Nice.
you brought up
Nice.
the mushroom from
Mhm,
Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of one from that. Good call.
Senzu
Good stuff.
beans.
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Number ones from everybody here. Are we ready?
Number one. Oh, we're ready.
Number one, Will.
Yes. My number one is unassuming. It's kind of blue collar. You know, it might not be everyone's first pick, but it's made with love and often a good pun. I am going to go with Bob's Burger.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. I love that show.
I love that show.
It's so good.
And I couldn't narrow it down to which burger, which like punny burger of the
Yeah,
day
yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted. So I'm just gonna say
all of them.
a
Oh,
Bob's Burger.
You know what?
Nice.
I forgot. I forgot to mention one thing on my list for honorable mentions, real
Oh, do
quick.
it. Yeah.
I didn't know how to describe this, so I didn't put it on my list. But I don't know if you guys ever
Do you see
seen
what he's doing right now? He's stealing my thunder.
He's
That's what
stealing
he's
your
doing.
thunder,
This is
so I'm
very
I
strategic.
wanted to
Yeah.
ask you guys, do you know what this is called in video games when you see that meat that is like, it looks like
It's just meat on a bone
On
that
a
goes
bone.
straight
That's
through.
wall meat
Is
from
that wall meat?
Castlevania.
Is that called
And
wall
then it's called
meat?
no. The wall meat is just because you would break a brick, and
Yeah,
sitting
but
there
you-
would be an entire piece of
Pers-
meat, like with
I
the
didn't know
bones
what to
sticking
call
out.
it, so I
It's
was
like a
like-
turkey leg, right?
I was like, no, it looks
Except
so,
the
it's
bones
like
on
a bones
each
all the way
end
through.
all the way
are
through. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
completely
yeah. This big, like-
clean, and it's just a glob of meat.
And I was like, I really want that meat.
Good call.
But I didn't know what it was called, so I
Yeah.
was like, video game meat?
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Classic
So
video game
It was
meat.
too like general
Abstract, yeah,
for me
yeah.
to like say anything about it. But it was anytime I ever seen it, it was like just this huge hunking, just like piece of meat, and they're
Oh,
like
that's
people are
funny.
just tearing into it. I was like, what is that?
The
I don't even know what it's
best
based
damn
off
thing.
of.
We picked one hell of a topic
Yeah,
I did.
to
Yeah, we
kick
did.
this off.
I
Yeah,
love
we
it.
did. Love it so much. All right, so Bob Burgers from Will's number one. Awesome,
Yes.
awesome
Yep.
pick.
Yeah, that is a really great.
Very
one.
hard to choose from those burgers there.
Ooh.
Joel, what's your number one?
I always wanted to have this after I saw it, and this is something that I still wish I could, and I'm still trying to figure out how I would control myself if I did have it, because it's scary what happens in the movie. It is
Ah.
the fizzy lifting drink from
fizzy
Fizzy
Really?
lifting drink. All
if
right.
you could fly from drinking something, phew, that's awesome.
Sure.
Just gotta burp your way back down.
There are plenty of things you can drink that'll make you fly.
Like,
Man, I like
Red
The
Bull?
crash is pretty
I
rough,
like-
though.
that's true.
I really like the Wonka stuff that's on our list here. We
Oh, yeah.
really like the
There's
Wonka
some,
stuff.
there's
a
some
lot.
Wonka
Well,
stuff.
That's all right.
the best food movie.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Fizzy lifting drink.
Mhm.
Number one for me. There's also one that when I saw it immediately, I was like, I really want that. But I would also have to try and figure out how to control myself from not eating it because what happens after you eat it. This is from Spirited Away.
Mm.
It
Yes.
is the feast that turns the
That
parents
turns
into pigs.
them into pigs.
That whatever it is that they have on those plates that they're eating looks like the most delicious thing I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Whatever he eats, there was like in that sack.
the dumpling that he just
Oh, it's so good.
unhinges his jaw.
all
Yeah.
the juices and everything. I
Yeah.
was like, God, I want that so much.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
looks
So
so
gratuitous and awesome.
So I just wrote down pig feast. I don't know what it was.
Ah.
Would you
Spirited
would you
Away.
eat it if it turned you into a giant pig?
That's the problem. I don't know.
I
And
don't know
it,
either.
Like, I'm like looking at it. It looks like the most delicious food you've ever seen,
Mm-hmm.
but it curses you.
Just like
You know?
belly up to the bar.
I might just like
Daddy's got credit cards
This
and
is how I do it.
cash.
Daddy's
and
got
just
credit
start
cards and
wolfing.
cash and starts just like loading up plates. I was like, ugh, such a good.
Just
such
do
a
it
good
at the
scene.
end of your life.
Such a good scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks
I'll do it at
and
the end of my life.
smells
As a
and
pig.
tastes
Circle
good
of
enough.
life. I'll
Yeah,
like
there
I'll
you
do
go.
it in my life, and then they can give my food, my meat back to the world.
There you go.
There you go.
Johnny Bacon.
Jelani bacon.
Yikes.
All right, so now that we revealed all our lists here
Mhm.
to you folks out there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna craft and debate a top 5 official list for this episode for this topic. So we're gonna go with an official top 5 foods and drink and pop culture built off of our lists here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go round by round, and everyone's gonna nominate a pick from their list here, and they're gonna choose a spot that they think it deserves to be on our official list. They each have a minute to debate why it deserves to be on the list. Once that time is expired, debate time is over, and we will go to voting round. The voting round means that they need to garner a majority vote from the hosts here to keep it on the list. If it is not, it is stricken from this list for forever. So,
Goodbye.
Will, round
Yes.
1 nomination goes to you. All 5
Scooby
spots
Snack-
are open.
Scooby Snacks, number 3.
Scooby Snacks, number 3.
Number 3.
All right. Joel.
I am gonna contend for the number 3 spot.
You dick.
Wait, maybe I don't want to. Should I
Oh.
be nice?
I don't know.
I feel like mine should be at number 3. Do you want to move yours? I'm just kidding.
I was here first, man.
All right. I will put. We'll go head to head. I'm gonna put the gingerbread house from
Ruh-roh.
Hansel and Gretel from
Oh.
that.
All right.
Get the contention kicking.
Ruh-roh. We are here in an enclosed area, so
Mhm.
if we scream,
Nobody will hear it.
I think some people will hear it, but it'll be muffled at
Yeah,
least.
yeah. We're not in outer space, so.
Yeah.
Man.
But 42 Ale House is out of this world. Come on down to
Woo!
42 Ale House in St. Francis,
Speaking
Wisconsin.
of, they have food. Come and get their food. It's great.
There we go. There's my plug.
Yeah.
We plugged it.
All right. Jaboy is going to go with the Goodfellas Prison Gravy at number 5.
I love it.
No.
Will, I know that it's good. Have you seen the
No.
movie or no?
Yes,
All
I've
right,
seen
okay.
the movie, but prison gravy
It was like a fantastic
should
feast.
not
so.
be a phrase.
Well,
Just like, it's like toilet wine or whatever, right?
there it is.
That's pretty bad, too.
All right. Minute on the clock for everybody here
Just
for their
something
for their
about a
picks.
bunch of old Italians sitting in prison mixing up gravy. Just sounds wrong to me.
Making their own gravy.
Ugh.
All right.
Got the clocks up?
Clock's up. Prison Gravy is up first, and
Cool.
then it'll go to the contention between you two for the minute. And here we go.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Prison Gravy from the Goodfellas. Man, that is one of the most iconic food scenes and preparation scenes in film
Yeah.
cinema history, right? The scene of him slicing that garlic so thin that it can liquefy in the pan.
Mhm.
The narration, them they're all in prison, yet they're like they don't give a shit. They're living it up. They
Mm.
got bottles of wine. They're throwing like veal and chuck and all this stuff in this like huge pot of sauce. It's crazy, but it looked crazy fucking good,
Mhm.
right? And I just can't stress it enough that scene right there. Every single time I watch it, I'm like, man, I could really go for some Italian right now because like that looks good. It's so iconic. I deserves to be on this list. I think it deserves to be on this list. So that's all I gotta say about that.
I'm backing you up and saying that every time I cut garlic
Good, I
when
already
I'm
know I gotta vote.
well, I'm just gonna say every time I cut garlic while I'm cooking, I think of that scene. Absolutely every
Every
time.
single time.
I'm sitting there being like, can I make it thin enough to?
liquefy
I want to
in
see
the
it
pan.
disintegrate. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. All right, my minute has expired. So, Will, we're going to you.
Yes.
For Scooby Snacks. Go.
So the coolest thing about Scooby Snacks is that they are a recurring food throughout the show that everybody is totally okay eating. Like the majority of the time it's Scooby and Shaggy, but everybody gets in on it. And Fred looked pretty tight-laced. You know, Daphne was probably like, at first. Velma was like, I don't think. And it's like, shut up, Velma. Because these are Scooby Snacks.
Problem starter.
They are Jinkies good.
Yes.
They are Zoinks good.
You ever seen a pup
They
named Scooby Doo
are-
where they just like
Oh,
made
yeah.
them into like gourmet dishes every single episode, or it's like
Mhm.
Scooby Snacks were just like huge and like gigantic, and they would make it look good
Dude, Pup
every
Named
single time.
Scooby-Doo is so
If
good.
I say yes, will you vote for my thing?
I don't know, maybe.
God damn it.
Woo.
The point is, the Scooby snack is an iconic piece of snack food. It's great for dogs. Makes them live inexplicably long, like 30 seasons on TV. and a movie with John Cena, it should be on the list.
And time. Good. Good
Jeez,
job.
John Cena. Holy crap. Well, I'll just say that mine it probably predates yours by quite a bit.
Just a little bit, I would say.
To the point where it's
That
become
must be a stale house.
It's so funny. But you know what? I'll say that it's pretty neat how I know that the book probably didn't start. The Grimm's Tales didn't start what became people making gingerbread houses, but it certainly helped to promote it and keep it going as something that we actually do in culture nowadays, which is pretty cool. However, the idea of a place like you're building this little house, and a lot of times if you've heard the story, you'll be envisioning the story that the Hansel and Gretel tale and thinking of what if this thing was actually huge and how good it would be with the gumdrops all over it and like the frosting on the sides. And you're like, something that big must be so delicious. And in fact, it tempted 2 young kids to come in and essentially did they lose their lives? I don't really remember actually, because in different versions of the story, sometimes they get away, like the new Hansel and Gretel movie.
Don't they usually kick the witch into her own oven?
Exactly. But so that's it. It's delicious. Boom. It's delicious.
I want you to strike that boom from the record. That was out of bounds.
I know it. Well, that's my boom flavoring at the end.
That's you taking us to Flavortown?
Yeah, you bet.
Guy.
In Guy we trust.
All right. The debate time is over.
Yes.
Which means it's time to go to the voting round here.
All right.
So going to the voting round here, we have vying for number 5, the prison gravy from the Goodfellas.
Yes.
Votes are up here, yay or nay. I will vote first. Yay. Will.
I'm gonna say it still gives me the willies, and I'm gonna say nay.
Ooh.
I think this is actually a really cool pick because it's an unlikely place in a film, and it's actually a beautifully rendered. It doesn't matter where you are or who you're with, as long as you love making the food, and it was really cool. So I give you a yes for sure.
Hell yeah. Prison gravy on this list, Will.
Maybe change the name of that.
Anything else?
Prison feast.
Prison gravy.
You're talking about all this veal and stuff
All
going
right.
in there, yeah.
Vying for number 3. You have the vote. You either cast your vote for Scooby Snacks or the Gingerbread House. Will, what are you going for?
It's those Scooby snacks.
Joel.
All right, I'm going Gingerbread House. I love Scooby Snacks, but Jelani, tell us what you're gonna do.
Guys, if I had to cast my vote for any one of these, it had to be Scooby Snacks.
Yeah.
Them Scooby Snacks look so good that I want to eat
Have
them.
you ever seen one? Tell me, but you
They look
have
like
seen a
dog
Gingerbread
treats.
House.
Listen.
Joel, I gotta know. Do you regrettle going up against the Scooby snacks?
No,
Because you obviously couldn't Hansel them.
I am sitting over here gingerly and happy. Don't worry.
All right.
You did good, kid.
So,
You did.
number 3.
I'm pushing my luck tonight, everyone. I'm pushing it.
All right. Scooby Snacks is in for number 3. Listen, if who is it? If Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon can eat dog snacks to quit smoking, then I can eat dog snacks just for fun.
Good
So
point.
Scooby Snacks is not
Good
here.
point.
All right.
Valid description.
Round number 2. Joel, you got first round nomination. What are you going for?
I want to see how we. Well, no, actually, I am gonna put Hook Colorful Imagination Food at 4.
Okay. Number 4. Joel's going for Imagifood.
Imagifood.
All right, and I'm going to put up against that at number 4. I want to go with the Cyphers. No, you know what?
Ooh.
No, I'm going to throw Wonka Bar at number 3. Number 2. I'm sorry. Number 2.
Ooh.
Wonka Bar number 2.
Oh, hold on. We should put all the Wonka stuff against each other.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, but speed round? Speed round Wonka stuff at 2?
You mean
wanna do
all right?
Wonka
So
stuff now?
should we switch it all up?
Do you want to switch out?
And could it
Imagifood?
could we put all the Wonka stuff against each other? Should we do that now?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it now. Speed round.
Speed
All right.
round.
Wonka Food.
At number 2.
Everyone's going for number 2?
Well,
Yes.
what do you? Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, I can. Yeah. It was
Alright.
my number 1, but I'll allow it.
Challenge for number 2.
All right, number 2 spot is for the Wonka Foods. I'm just gonna put down Wonka Foods here. All right, number 2 spot, Wonka Foods. Everyone's
do
got a
that.
minute. Joel, you're up first with yours. Reset the time. Time starts now.
Here I come screaming into place to tell you about an awesome drink that when you drink it, boop, you go flying into the sky. And I thought this was the coolest idea, and actually it was like a tension-filled scene, right? Because they're heading towards a fan, and it's scary, but at the same time you're like, but there are many possibilities with this drink. And I'm like, always thinking, since I've been young, what else could they have portrayed in this scene? What could they have done with this drink? And it made me wonder and wonder and wonder and wonder. And I'm still like, please make a drink that makes me fly. Somebody, some scientist out there, not me. But yeah, it's a pretty cool concept where it's, you know, you think of the bubbles and they're lifting up in the drink. And I was just like, that's a really cool extrapolation from that, just to say, well, why don't we make the person fly? And
10 seconds.
And I thought it was just kind of a beautiful picture they could portray, and then the dangers of hunger. So
Cool.
very complex.
I pick it up from there. All right, we got the Wonka bar, guys. The main crux of the movie, right? Get those Wonka bars. They push it in your face the entire movie, and it makes you crave that chocolate. They have a chocolate river in the movie that's made to hype up those bars, right? Oh, I have the waterfall that makes it all frothy and whatever like that. Makes it the most delicious fucking bar in the world, and a fat kid drops into my river and kills himself. But it's the most...
He didn't die. He was okay at the end. That's what my mom said.
Sure he was. Sure he was. But those bars... Like right off the bat, they make you want them, and they make you want that golden ticket. But they make you seem like they're the most delicious chocolate bar you will ever have in your life. And I can't stress enough that like this movie revolves around that bar. I think it deserves to be on this list over the others. So that's mine.
Actually, I would contest that the movie revolves around the everlasting gobstopper, which
really
is what
does.
redeems Charlie
It really
Bucket
does.
at the end of the movie when he doesn't give it to Slugworth. That's what he's trying to steal. And you know why? Because if you perfect the everlasting gobstopper, you don't ever gotta spend no money on candy ever again. We're talking delicious. We're talking economical. You saw the buckets. Those people was po. They needed that candy. They needed the everlasting gobstopper. It was more than sugar, ladies and gentlemen.
Never even tried it.
It was hope.
What a terrible product. They can only sell one.
Okay. You want to talk about something that almost got the main character killed? Come on.
10 seconds.
Gobstoppers, man. That's what I'm talking about here.
yes.
That was the one. That was what that movie was really about.
call,
I've
though, on
gotten
that,
so excited that I've ruined our tabletop.
All right.
Everlasting
And
Gobstopper.
time.
That was brilliant.
All right. Good job. Good job, everybody. Good
I like
job
that we
on
all individually chose different ones without even thinking about it.
That
That's
is
kinda
pretty
cool.
fun.
I like that. I
That
like
is
that we
pretty fun.
don't really have any crossover. We don't have any crossovers in this list.
Oh,
That's
we do
really
not.
Good. That's good. So I guess the debate time is over. Let's see if all of these fall off the list here. All right. Voting round is up. Joel, what is your vote? What are you casting it for? Are you going for your fizzy lifting drink? Are you going for the Wonka bar? Are you going for the everlasting gobstopper?
I look at mine and I say, to me, it's really cool. I look at Jelani's and I say, that's the simplicity is beautiful, that anybody can be given hope from a chocolate bar. I look at what Will said about it revolves, like the whole story revolves around that. And I'm like, that is actually a very strong point. And it like, the idea of that, I used to eat gobstoppers and say, like think that it was it, essentially. But then they went away, of course. However, I think I have to give it to the chocolate bar because the movie is called The Chocolate Factory.
Oh, I'm gonna vote for here. I think I'll just go with the Wonka bar and like let's see what happens next. Will, what do you vote for?
I'm gonna vote for the fizzy lifting drink because that would have been dope. Yeah, everybody wants that, of course.
Boom.
Of course, everyone
But you
wants
put it
that.
on me. I mean, you guys should. This is terrible.
It was your first. You were the first nomination. It was your first vote.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
if only you had known.
Oh right.
You had an awesome description. I'll say that.
Thank you.
Wonka Bar at number 2. All right. Round.
You all just embraced the fact that Charlie and his family will all die together in that one weird bed.
Yes. Grandpa Joe, we're looking at you, you lazy bastard. Let your family starve for the
He
past
only
30 years.
he only gets up when they win something.
Yeah, I love
Come
it.
on, Grandpa
Have you guys
Joe.
seen that meme that's like, good morning to everyone except Grandpa Joe, you son of a bitch.
Really good, really good.
Let your family
All
live
right,
in poverty.
Talking about candy and sweets this whole time, and now we're getting salty.
Yeah.
Round 3, which I guess
Ooh,
is
nicely done.
my first round nomination here. Number 1 spot and number 4 spot are up for grabs here, folks. I think I'm going all out here. I'm gonna go with the Pig Feast Buffet from Spirited Away at number
All right.
1. Going big or going home?
I am going to go with Bob's Burger at number 1.
All right. And then I'll put Pooh Honey at number 1.
Oh God, this is gonna be a 4-round ordeal. What
Oh,
have we
boy.
done?
Oh boy. All right, so all right, Bob's Burger.
I'm not going out without a fight. Yikes.
All right, so
Who nominated first?
1 minute to
Huh?
debate. Huh?
Did you nominate first?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll nominate first, so I guess I'll go first here. All right, here we go, and off to the races now. All right, so this scene right here sets up the entire movie. Like the whole movie is revolving around her trying to get back to the real world and get her parents back, and they've been turned to pigs because they selfishly ate the food of the gods or whatever, the spirits. And this food was the most delicious looking food I've ever seen in my life. The big super dumpling, whatever it was, the juices, the bird where the mom was like, "Oh my god, this is so soft, you should try this," and the little girl's like, "No, I don't want to, I'm scared of everything." But this food, even though it cursed you, I might think about actually eating because it looks so good. Just them describing it was like, "Oh, Daddy's got credit cards and whatever," and he's just filling up all these plates. And I'm like, if I ever go to a buffet, which is not often now, but if I ever go, I'm like filling up plates with the buffet stuff. I'm like, "Yeah, Daddy's got credit cards." I always think that every single
I
time.
really want to go to a
because of this
buffet
scene.
with you now.
Yeah, please.
Just to watch all
Jelani,
of the people working there simultaneously decide that they're spitting in your food.
Tis no man.
Daddy's
Tis
got
a
credit
remorseless
cards
eating
and
machine.
All right, yeah, I laughed too much. Yeah, that was that's my time right there. But yeah, I think it deserves to be at number 1.
I don't think it deserves to be at number 1 because you can't even name what any of it is. Whereas I'm offering you simplicity. I'm offering you Americana.
Can you
I'm
name
talking about Bob's
Burgers.
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 Everybody has been into
got
that
me
tiny
here.
little family diner where they're hanging on by a thread, but god damn it, they love each other and they love what they do. They're making burgers. You see Bob out in his little garden share, picking all his organic veggies and going to farmers
Yeah.
markets and stuff. He cares. He is creating something, and that something is one of the most perfect foods ever fictionalized. I don't know if that's a word. I just fictionalized it. And that is Bob's Boiga.
Oh my god.
Boiga.
Really
Let's
good.
go.
All right, let's move on to Joel and just say that you also did not name a single one of Bob Burgers. So I know you generalized it, but if you could tell me that, it's the same thing as Jelani. So let me start off strong by saying this adorable creature, Pooh, could not eat anything else but honey. All he ever ate was honey. And it's like, why? Well, it's a bear, right? And we all know that bears supposedly do that. And I just thought, when I was a kid watching this, it's like a teddy bear, and you would just envision him with like the perfectly round little mitts, just being like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat honey all day long," and I was so excited about it, being like, "I want honey." And do you guys ever remember those like straws of honey that you could get as a
Yeah.
kid?
Yes.
And I would get one of those, and I would be like, "I feel like I'm Pooh right now. I'm eating this straw of honey," and I'm like, "If it could just be a jar of this, it'd be so awesome." Then you grow up, you get a big thing of honey, it crystallizes, it's all difficult, but the honey in Pooh's stuff is always like perfect and warm and ready to go, and it's like this is the most delicious golden like
How do
sugary
you know
substance
it's warm?
because it's flowing. at room temperature, honey is pretty solid. So unless it's like pasteurized or something like that. So
In time.
that's it. It's beautiful. Forget the pasteurization part. Pooh's honey's great.
This is a
Pooh's
really
honey
hard
for president.
One, guys. This is really hard, and I don't know what the votes are gonna go here. All right, so the debate round is over, guys. Time has expired. No more talk. It's time to vote. I have first vote. Shit. So it's between the Spirited Away Feast, the Bob's Burgers, and the Pooh Honey. Man, everyone had really spirited debates here.
They're all terrible.
Ah. This is hard.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
This is really hard.
If I name some of the burgers, will you vote for me?
Do you know it?
That was really
Do you know any?
that was really scathing. When
I know.
You threw that
I know.
down. My favorite one is the if looks could kale burger.
Nice.
Ah,
I
that's
think
really
that
good.
sounds pretty good.
I like the chive my burger.
the child molester
Chive my burger.
comes with candy.
God damn it, you guys! This is hard. The voting on this one is really hard because I don't want to lose any of these.
But we're gonna have to.
I've psyched myself out. It's because I debated first. Should have went last. I would have hyped myself up about it.
What sings to you at your heartstrings? Resonates
Oof. Oof. Oof.
like sweet
Oof.
honey.
I cast my vote for Bob's Burgers. I cast my vote for Bob's Burgers.
He's so excited.
I will stick with Bob's Burgers.
All right. I mean, just to, yeah, fine. I don't really even have to say mine, but I'll just say it's honey. I like my honey.
The second I started thinking about all the burgers and the fun, wonderful puns, I just like, okay, it's Bob's Burgers.
It's
I
a
get
show
it. And also,
centered
it doesn't
around that,
curse
right?
you.
The
It's a show
thing
centered
I
around that.
didn't even mention too is that they actually make the cookbook where you can cook a lot of those burgers.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
And it's a show centered around that.
Yeah.
All right.
Pooh's honey was just.
It also doesn't curse you, so
Yeah.
I think it's probably the better
Curse
one to
you.
go to. But
you
yes,
can
one
eat
day-
as many of Bob's Burgers as you want, and the worst you'll turn into is Teddy.
Yeah.
So
That's
Exactly.
true.
One day we're all gonna go to a buffet together, and then you're gonna shoot me doing the whole thing. Where it's like, Daddy's got credit cards.
I would do that right now. Forget the rest of the show.
I was
Alright.
thinking No Face's feast is pretty good too, though, because
Oh,
he
that's
just
true.
keeps eating. So.
That's true, but then it also
guess.
makes me think that I'm a fat shit if I was doing that because he's like,
Oh, but turning into a
"Ah!"
swine
He's
doesn't.
like he's super huge.
It's relative.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
All right, Bob's Burgers has claimed the #1 spot.
All right. What do we have
we
left?
only have number 4.
Awesome.
All right, so back to Will. Round number 4.
Number 4 for me is going to be Buzz Beer.
Ooh.
Nice. All right. Number 4 for me. Since we already have a burger on this list, I'm going back to Hook's Colorful Imagination Food.
Magic food.
Imagine all the calories.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Krabby Patty.
Oof. Forgot you had that.
Double burger.
Yeah, that's fine.
Krabby Patty. All right, let's do this. Will, you're up first for your minute-long debate. And go.
Okay, so I don't know how many of you remember the Drew Carey show. It was Drew Carey living in Cleveland, Ohio. He didn't have a lot going on for him. His job kind of sucked. His friends all sucked. But he had a brewery in his garage, and that was the coolest thing that I could think of. That and the fact that he had a pool table in his backyard. But it was Cleveland, and it was cold, so all the balls stuck together. That was a great joke. Anyway, I grew up and eventually started brewing my own beer. And the reason I thought that I could do it, and the reason I wanted to do it, at least partially, was inspired by Buzz Beer. It's homegrown, it's craft, it's presumably delicious. They do actually have, I think, at least one episode where it gets big and they actually are able to make some money off of it. You know, the main thing for me is that they did it for the love of the beer, and that's enough.
Nice. Time has expired.
Perfect.
Bravo. Perfect. All right, Joel.
All right, I'm doing Hook's colorful imagination food in this land where these bunch of lost boys are essentially like very poor and they don't have anything. And the whole idea is that if you use your imagination enough, you can do anything you want. So, adult Peter Pan comes back in this and he has lost his sense of imagination as an adult. And it's funny that like eventually this plays two roles for me. One is that it's like, yeah, the food looked delicious, but the other part of it is that anything can truly be a grandiose meal as long as you make yourself excited for it and are with good people. So it was kind of cool that like they had this whole big. I know the heartstrings. I got you.
10 seconds.
Yeah. All right. Son of a bitch. All right. So big, colorful food. Eat it. It looks delicious. You could just eat it by the handful, and everything just appeared on all these tables. It was like everything you could think of, and all these different colors and shapes, and everything looked delicious.
Time.
That's it.
The Krabby Patty. Sorry.
Oh, that's adorable. 10 seconds.
Oh, Jesus, I'm wasting time. All right, the Krabby Patty from SpongeBob. Man, did this show have so many episodes revolve around this goddamn burger? And this burger, the secret ingredient, they have a rival restaurant that the entire show is built on just that, like, want to get the secret ingredient for the Krabby Patty. And you look at it and it looks like it could be just a normal burger, but no, it's not. It's more than that. It's the most delicious burger in the world. They show it off so many times. The first time Squidward has one, and he just like goes crazy over it. The time that he fights, SpongeBob fights Neptune, and then he eats the burger, and he's like, "That was delicious. Let me try it again." He spits it back out and then re-eats it. It's the most delicious burger in the world, and I think it deserves a spot on this list because of that. And also, a cute sponge makes it. So it's adorable.
Cute sponge makes it. A square sponge.
Don't forget the pickles. And my time's done.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Forgot the pickles.
All right.
That was a good episode.
So, debate time is over. And we are in the voting round. Hopefully the final voting round.
I know.
Will, you have your first vote for either Buzz Beer, a magic food from Hook, or the Krabby Patty. What you going for?
I like that I got to talk about mine, but I don't think it actually deserves a spot on the list.
Good one.
I'm going to go for the Krabby Patty. I mean, yeah, totally. Everything you said is right. I actually put Bob's Burgers up before the Krabby Patty so I wouldn't have to fight against it. It's
I got my eye on you.
an
two.
amazing fictional food.
You're in cahoots together. All right, I am going for the Hook imagination food. Let's hear what Jelani has to say.
Joel,
Yes.
you were
Passionate with 10 seconds left. You said
you had a passion with your speech, right? And you touched me right here. But you needed to touch me here.
Yeah.
And you didn't. So I'm gonna go with the Krabby Patty.
Pillsbury, all right.
So I'm gonna go with the Krabby Patty.
Yeah, that's all right.
But I do love that scene from Hook. That is an iconic scene, and I do love that scene a lot. So, but I'm gonna cast my vote for the Krabby Patty.
I want to point something out really important because we were talking about the Spirited Away meal, and you brought up the no-face meal.
Oh, yeah.
Does that include eating the little frog guy?
I assume so.
Okay, you're just out of control right now. Out of control, Joel.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it.
out of control.
Yes, I am maniac, a pure maniac.
But now I think it's time.
Mm-hmm.
Jaboy, read us that big, beautiful list.
All right. At number 5, we have Prison Gravy from the Goodfellas.
That's
One
not gonna
more
get
time
old.
in this
Yeah,
episode.
goodbye.
I had to say it. Number 4, the Krabby Patty from SpongeBob.
Nice.
We have number 3, Scooby Snacks from Scooby-Doo. Number 2, the Wonka Bar.
Woo.
And at number 1, Bob's Burgers.
Good
All of
job,
them.
buddy. You did
So,
great.
Fun stuff. Good stuff, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Great stuff. Noise. Jabberjock in the chat here with us. What's
Whoa.
going on?
Great episode,
Yes,
man.
Great episode. Had fun with it. Will, you're getting out of control.
Yeah, we wanted to
What am I doing?
give a shout out.
You're having fun. All right, guys. So that was Pop Contention for the week for our top 5 foods in pop culture, food and drinks in pop culture. We had some fun with that one there. We'll be back in just a quick 5-10 minute break as we refill some drinks and stuff like that. be back on in just a moment. So stick around with us as we'll transition over to Pop Aficionados, and we'll be right back.
Awesome.